Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of Ringside Rants brought to you by W.GG. Get your W energy drinks on at W.GG. Ringside Rants, 10% off. W.GG. I can't plug them enough to tell you, buy our shit. Please buy some shit. Fund
so
us.
we can make some money.
Yeah, we're four independent guys that are from four different states, and we need all the money we can get so we can divide it equally amongst ourselves and then pillage one another like rabid pirates.
Hey, buddy, come here.
And then Phil goes, yeah, come here.
I was talking about my cat, dude.
Oh, well, I wouldn't mean you being legit, man. I'm trying to be a pirate. Good God, that's mean. But buy our shit. Phil, we have him to my right tonight. Spicy Phil, the Smarker Strong Style. And below him, or below me rather, you have Bad Karma Josh. And over to the bottom right-hand corner, we have JAT, the musical maestro, the musical mayhem, the professor of all music of freaking Louisiana. Thank you, gentlemen. How the hell are y'all? Welcome to the show.
Doing good.
Doing good.
All good. We might be out of order tonight in our boxes, but
Okay.
yes,
I
we still
can fix
exist.
that. I can
We
fix
still
this.
exist.
I can fix this. This is easy.
There we go.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. But I kind of like my corner. I like it down here.
You like it down there? Uh-huh.
That's what she said.
Ooh. Country, man. How are you, my good friend? We haven't seen you on in a long time. We see you in the comments, but we don't see you on in our feeds, man. We miss you, brother. As you can tell, I am representing the team that got kicked out of the playoffs, and we are now sitting out our bowl game. And I represent them, and I sit well with my team. Just letting that be known.
Yeah. Well, Alabama has 3 losses.
Hey, man, to each their own. I'm not here to poke the bear or anything, but there is a rule in college football that has a Notre Dame rule. If we're in the top 12, we're supposed to be in the playoffs. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
People screwing people over again.
It happens. I ain't mad about it. It is what it is. But tonight, Phil wants to talk about some great stuff he has lined up. He wants to talk about we talked a little bit about video games last night as well, but we didn't talk about wrestling video games at all.
No, we haven't. You know, I figured since Ringside, we don't have much to talk about tonight, but we have a few news stories like about the Sarah Stock situation and the situation of Masha Slamovich.
Oh, yeah. And Masha Slamovich, her contract didn't get renewed, and all the heat going towards her between her and Akira.
And also, fuck Sarah Stock. You know, she's bashing burning every bridge she can. She's burning stuff she did with Prince Albert. You probably know him as Big something in New Japan as well. What is it called?
Lord Tenzai.
Lord Tenzai, Prince Albert, A-Train. You probably know him about that. But anyways, she's bashing him about he's being a shitty trainer during the NXT, and she's also bashing things that she missed the AEW Mystery Mexicans. I mean, look who's one of their main eventers. Who's up for being Wrestler of the Year.
And just beat Claudio legit.
Yeah.
Bandito.
Phil, what do you think? I don't know. I'm asking you. What do you think her whole purpose is behind this, besides getting attention? What could be her reasoning for trying to cause all of this? What does she have to gain from doing this?
Nothing. You know, all she's doing is burning bridges and everything. She is. I don't know what was going on, but it's just. I just think she needs to get the fuck off the line and get mental help or whatever. She also said, especially from Miss My Tits Are Great.
Wait, what?
No, I got kind of confused. Which wrestler are we talking about?
Sarah Stock.
Sarah Stock. Okay.
Did she wear a shirt that said that before or something?
No, apparently, Brody Lee's a widow, called her out for doing a strangling spot, you know, when she was in TNA, and she was saying my tits are great, you know, being sarcastic about that. where she called out John Moxley and Darby Allin for the strangulation spot in the fish tank.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Brody Lee's widow and Sarah Stock got into it hardcore on Facebook. We know that
No, it was on Twitter.
on
Twitter.
Twitter, on
X.
social media. But we know that I don't know her name, so I'm gonna call her Brody Lee's widow. We know that she's heavily involved in AEW behind the scenes, has an official position. I think I'm just throwing this back there again. I think it's wrong that the AEW wrestlers get on X and rattle on so much about real bullshit, not MJF style. I think they should chill with that. You don't see WWE talent doing that, and that's for a reason. But there's
Okay.
times where you gotta know how to be a company, be professional, and shut up. Don't. And Tony Khan shouldn't be egging that on. He should be like, shut up and don't bring attention to those things. But anyway.
Well, if I'm correct, it was what's his name? Kip Sabian actually went off on her saying, AEW's done a lot more for me than you ever have, and you also know, all these officials that work around him, and he actually does a lot more. So so whatever he did, you need STFU. So Sarah Stock, she's even talking bad about WWE now as well, and TNA, calling Carlos Severa soft for letting Masha Slamovich go.
I would love to know what's in her head, thinking this is doing some good, or what it's going to earn her, or she thinks she's going to get a
It's
spot with
not doing
somebody.
her good. All you think she's doing is ruining her wrestling career. That's all she's doing.
Is she hoping that WWE hires her through all of this?
No, she's bashing NXT. Apparently, she's bashed NXT and TNA.
Do you think she could be pissed because no one's trying to throw her a contract? None of the big ones.
Possibly. I think she's just burnt. She's just a 38-year-old, 39-year-old.
I mean, is she pretty much technically a female Ryback at this point?
Yeah, she's becoming a female Ryback.
You blacklist, and the few companies that would have taken her, the indies, they're gonna say, we don't want to touch you with all this drama dragging behind your ass.
No, she basically can kiss her. The views
pretty much
points of country do not take the views and points of country of Phil of Ringside Rants.
Women being women, there ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I mean,
I am not saying that.
It feels like I ain't touching them.
That's what it
I
sounds
am
like.
not touching that one bit. Guys, Ryback is just as bad as Sarah Stock is.
and at her age, that's not the time to be pulling that kind of stuff.
She's around my age, dude. I'm just
that's for women's wrestling. That's the end of the line, unless you are a legend or a Trish Stratus. That's the end of the line when you're pushing 40.
But Sarah Stock can still go. She can legit go. I mean,
she can go all the way down the street because
anymore,
she can go all the way down the street because no one's gonna call her after this crap. Not even the indies.
She had a big run in TNA
before she acted the ass.
Well, yeah, that was years ago. That was back in 2007 to 2010, I think.
Okay. So Phil, we doing wrestling games. Are we gonna go all the way back to the beginning to start?
I guess we could talk about our best wrestling game moments and our worst wrestling game moments.
The worst one ever is WrestleMania for the Nintendo.
Oh God,
that was bad.
I can't. That game is hard to play. I tried playing as a kid.
It's so broken. It's so big.
Superstars for the Game Boy. I kept getting thrown out of the ring a lot, and I just kept losing my count out. I didn't know how to get the fuck back in. No, that's Sarah Logan.
Yeah.
Sarah
Logan. She went by Rahi Saheed or something like that in TNA.
Dude, stop that.
No, I'm serious.
No, I'm talking about pre-menop.
Him and Justin are having an off-screen
him and Country are having it off, huh? They're having a thing. Well, I mean, think about it, though. I mean, here we are talking about a woman that's actually upset about the business, and she could be legitimately just burnt out. and she's just unhappy. She could be another Bret Hart.
Oh, great! He's becoming an old man yelling at clouds too. You know, Bret Hart is.
Yeah,
It's all Goldberg. It's all Goldberg. Fuck Goldberg.
It's also
first time I met true story. First time I met Country, he came. Somebody introduced him. I was playing PlayStation WCW Nitro. He come in and started whooping my ass. I'm like, get the fuck out of my room.
I'm gonna go back to the beginning, not Commodore and all of that and Atari because they weren't there's nothing to talk about. But NES, like wrestling games. Somebody already mentioned WWF license WrestleMania, which honestly, short of the licenses and the music, it was just a cash grab because it's that game is, if it feels like giving you the button input, you're gonna get it. There's not much to it. I mean, you gotta fight. The game don't even let you pin anybody for a while. It's just odd. It's odd, and they don't really have finishing moves. It was out of all the wrestling games on the NES, it's one of the worst. And there were 4 of them bitches on NES. WWF had 4, all LJN, laughing, joking, numbnuts. But all four were LJN produced Rainbow of Death games, and none of them are any good. But the first one is terrible. But we had some great games not from the WWF or better games on the NES. So we did.
Yeah, like the regular NES Pro Wrestling.
That was actually really good.
Now we go from almost the worst to the best wrestling game on the NES, short of maybe one more. The game called Pro Wrestling was amazing. That was, but it's still fun to this day if you put it in and play it. And the single player is
I had $20. I give you that Japan had better games on the Famicom.
Well, I mean, but here in America we had NWA Tag Team Wrestling. We had Tag Team Wrestling. You also had. There was another one out there called.
Let's talk about them. I mean, all right. The regular.
Let me see if I got him right here. Actually, hold on. Let me see.
The regular game. Okay, we all know pro wrestling was awesome. Why was the game Pro Wrestling so awesome?
Because you had a look at the ring, you had a look at the crowd. The only thing you didn't have was really good entrances. But
yeah, well, in those days we were barely in the era of theme music and any of that in real wrestling. We were just scraping the surface.
It was it was NWA. It was who started before WWF. It was actually WC. It was World Class that started it.
Yeah, World Class had the Freebirds. Freebirds are the first people to have entrance music. With,
and the second one was the Von Erichs.
Yeah.
So I mean, look what Kerry Von Erich did. He had Tom Sawyer by Rush as a theme song.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it all started.
I sold all my wrestling NES games. This is the only one I got left here.
Oh, that's a Famicom.
That's a Super Famicom. That's Asha Kong.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you know how you can play. You know, I've realized what you do. You actually can take off some things off your Super Nintendo and play. That's how you can play Super Famicom games.
Yeah. You pulled the tabs out. Yeah.
Man,
didn't know that.
I wish I could. The only time I ever played a lot of Super Famicom games was on an emulator, man. I wish I could, because I played a lot of Dragon Ball Z games that weren't released in the U.S.
Super Nintendo got a bunch of awesome Fire Pro Wrestling games. Yeah. There was one where this was probably the first career mode in a wrestling game, and the whole thing, you start off as nobody, you rise to the top. Eventually, your dude gets old and he commits suicide. That's actually the game.
I've heard about that. That's just like, what the fuck?
It's pretty. You know, it's realistic. Japan. It's Japan. It's real, and it's great button combos and all of that. But we're talking about pro wrestling. What makes it so great is you actually have one of the first real intricate. You have moves. You can really choose what you're going to do. You can grapple and tie up. You can Irish whip them into the ring. You can decide into the ropes. You can decide if you're going to elbow or kick. You can go up to the top rope if you want. You can do knee drops or body presses. You can throw somebody out the ring. There's a timer going on while you're out the ring, and you can throw them into the steel rail. You can lose by count out. There's a ref running around in the ring. There's a cameraman. There's two little dudes chatting like they're the commentators in the background. I mean, that, and from what I understand, that was a game made by the people that had their hands in Fire Pro eventually.
I also like the fact that they developed the AKI engine as well as
Yes.
Japan did, and that's the reason why we got WCW versus the World, WCW World.
We're not there
NWA
yet.
Tour.
We're not there yet because
I'm sorry.
speaking of, oh, you're all right. Speaking of button inputs, we're gonna have to go to a very weird one. One of the first wrestling games ever on NES, just straight up called Tag Team Wrestling.
Yep.
And I don't know how much you guys remember this. First of all, everybody played it at least once.
I had it. I played it. I had it.
All right,
This is
y'all.
fun.
All right, y'all remember that there's only two teams. You either controller one is one team, and controller two's another. That's it. There are no choices. The
Oh.
button, it would come up in a little text box for you to hit things to choose from in the match. It was clunky and it was weird. There's no championship mode like pro wrestling to go through and get it. It's just these two teams and you fight. That's just an exhibition match. That's all this game is. It's bare bones. It was poor for a 2-day weekend rental. It was poor.
No, excuse me. Sorry.
But do you remember there was another game too, the NWA Pro
Yeah.
Wrestling?
I did not get to play that one.
I didn't play any of those old school games. Unfortunately,
NWA
I
Pro
got to play
Wrestling.
Wrestle. I fortunately had to end up playing WrestleMania though.
That was a pitiful weekend rental. That was
But you
ridiculous.
I owned it. I found it at a garage sale. Mom gave it to me. Found it at a garage sale for me as a kid.
That's
Dude,
why it was in the dump.
Dude, that game was about as bad as ET for the Atari.
I don't know. ET might be a little better if you know how to play it. I'm not even kidding. I think
That game,
ET,
the game that caused the video game crash of '83.
They say that, but it's not the only game. You got to remember, Pac-Man was very involved in that because Atari ran for the cash in. They made it cheap. They made it quick. Everybody's like, "What the fuck is this? Y'all couldn't replicate a yellow ball and some dots. It's a whole different. Like, what are y'all doing?" Yeah,
Also,
I played that.
Let's see some of those weird games like Custard's Revenge.
Well, that's a whole different world. The Atari did have a whole library of adult games. They came in leather cases. They were kept behind the counter, kind of like back in the movie. When you go rent movies, the adult section was aware behind a curtain.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But what really killed the video game crash, and it's only North American video game crash, not the rest of the world.
Oh yeah, because I remember it was around '83.
It was '83
with the Famicom. Nintendo.
That had nothing to do with the video game crash.
I know what you mean, but they turned out all right though. Japan survived.
Japan did. I'll tell you a little bit about how they pulled it off over here because they had to take a huge gamble when they brought the NES over here. But in '83, what happened was you had too many unlicensed companies that made crap games, and everybody's buying them. They're like, "What the hell is this? This is broken. This don't work." And that's what people got so burned on it. They said, "Screw it." That's what caused the video game crash in '83 in America. You had too much, no quality control. That's why when Nintendo came out, you had the official seal of quality. And we know not all those games were great, but it had to pass the specs of Nintendo. You had to be a licensed partner. They went after Tengen for trying to cheat and go around the system.
Yeah, but what I've really learned, although it's like you can tell they have bad translators for some of those games.
Oh yeah, a winner is used pretty funny, but Ghostbusters is horrible translation.
Congratulate, like how they misspelled congratulations and everything. How they
the Japanese to English translation by the people working on the game, it was rushed. They tried what they could. I mean, it was. There's a lot of mistakes.
I heard in the Japanese, in Japanese, there are no R or L's in their vocabulary.
That could, yeah. I mean, that can.
I mean, like people make the holy, I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but that is true. Because I hear Mina Shirakawa even said that too, or even like this. This other streamer named Kao Shibuya.
He ran away for a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now here we are talking about a video game system like for the Atari and the Atari 2600, the 5200, and the 7800, and the 9600, and whatever else you want to go through, all that crap. And there were unlicensed video games that were just shooting out of there. A bunch of them were the TSR games from Dungeons and Dragons. They were just poorly written, poorly done, thrown out there, and they were bugged. They crashed. They and another one, Pitfall. Pitfall made no sense.
The original?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It was
depends on
fun
who.
though.
It
People
depends
like
on what.
Pitfall.
Well,
That depends on what system, because some systems have Pitfall's a classic. Now you go to the wrong system, it won't work. Atari's Pitfall on the 2600 was not bad for a 2600 game. It really
Super
wasn't.
Pitfall sucked.
Oh, that's ridiculous on Nintendo Super
For
Pitfall.
NES.
That's
Super Pitfall,
ridiculous.
that wasn't really
That's
Super
ridiculous.
Pitfall at all.
That
Pitfall
that
Harry
was
looked more like Luigi than he did Pitfall Harry.
that is a bullshit game full of cryptic crap and where the fuck do I go? And I just fell 16 level. That game sucks. That game sucks. I wouldn't use that game as a doorstop. That game is like
I
Bigfoot
kept
for these
dying on
animals.
that game. It wasn't so much. It wasn't even funny. I didn't even know where the hell to go. I just
Do y'all
played.
remember? Y'all remember Defender?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Defender's the first midway game, 1980. It's the beginning of the classic run of Williams and Midway.
Yeah, and then you had Asteroids.
Oh, that was
I played
before.
Asteroids. That's a fun game. Or also Spy Hunter. Spy Hunter. That's a fun game.
That
That's
is a
another
terrible-
Midway Williams game that
terrible-
would come later.
Terrible game for Nintendo.
It's the
Spy
Nintendo
Hunter?
controller. Yeah, Spy
Yeah,
Hunter sucks on
Defender.
Nintendo.
It was better for the arcade. I played the arcade version.
You didn't have all the buttons. You couldn't to shift gears and then to be able to use all the weapons. You couldn't. It was messed up for Nintendo. It sucked ass. They should have.
Unless you had like a special controller.
Yeah, it should have. It should have. Well, like Breakout, Nintendo, whatever version of Breakout, whatever it was called, Nintendo gave you a paddle controller to play the game. I'm like, now you're talking. That makes sense. But Spy Hunter, they should have been like, they should have been some kind of extra controller for. But it was not a good system to switch weapons and switch gears at all.
Do you remember when the Power Glove came out for Mike Tyson's Punch Out?
Oh yeah, I was like 3
yeah.
years old when the Power Glove came out.
I owned one.
It sucks so hard.
Like,
Oh god.
I enjoy the Power Glove.
He
Okay,
wasn't lying
Lucas.
when he said.
Wizard
When he
Glove.
said when he said it was bad, it's so bad. He wasn't lying. He wasn't lying.
It was supposed to have like infrared heat signatures where it lines up and you could drive
He was
cars
playing,
with
and
it.
he was playing Rad Racer, which was a Square Enix, which was a SquareSoft game, now Square Enix.
Yeah.
Dude, that game, Rad Racer, was so cool in 3D. When you had the 3D glasses.
I didn't find it was that cool with the 3D, but it's not the worst game, and it does half-ass work with the Power Glove. But there's some games where you try to play the original Mario Brothers with the Power Glove. Good luck
Oh,
not dying
God,
on the
that's
first
cool.
Goomba. Good luck
Yeah.
not dying on the first Goomba and getting over the first pipe.
Do.
It's
Y'all remember
it's-
there was another one too that was really bad with it. Bases Loaded. Did you
I
ever play
never
Bases?
tried to play
I never
bases
tried
loaded
it.
with the
I
Power
played
Glove.
bases. I've watched my brother play Bases Loaded back in the day. Oh God.
Out! That's what it sounds like too, man.
When that's the exact sound it makes in the game Goal and Goal 2 when you
Did
play
I do
soccer.
the outright? Did I do the outright? Right, Mike?
Yep. Oh,
Oh my!
I remember my uncle
I
having.
thought he said when I was a kid. I thought he said "ouch" because he got hit in the head with the ball. That's what I thought. That's what I thought would happen. That's why he said "ow."
I
I know
remember my
you saying
uncle having
ow.
a ColecoVision, and they had baseball on there, and they had them fucking the controllers. They had to put you had to punch your punch your throw in. Then you had the control hub where you want to move the bases and everything, and it's like a little knob. Then you had to spin if you want to fucking go like that to make that motherfucker run if you hit the ball.
The fucking ColecoVision. one of the stiffest movement pads in history.
Dude, wasn't there another one that was just like the ColecoVision called the Activision?
Yes, that one was like
Basically the same thing.
the employees
the
were mad
television.
at it.
It was in television.
It was the television. That one had the disc where if you jam your thumbnail in it, it hurts like a sumbitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was another keypad, but it had a disc. That system came about because a bunch of game designers that worked at Atari were like, we're not getting any credit. So they all left to create their own company. Technically, a television was the better system. And then when ColecoVision came out, they actually had the even better graphics. They got the Donkey Kong port.
Yeah.
Yes, Nintendo on ColecoVision, people.
Yeah. Y'all remember? Y'all remember the real shitty game?
Nintendo was on Atari as well.
Yeah. Did y'all remember the really shitty Atari game called Star Raiders?
I've heard of that.
It comes with a controller that looks like a telephone. It has like numbers on it, and you had to like put in and everything, and then you had to spin the dial and see if you got it right. Then they and it made all these little weird sounds like pew 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 woo, pew pew.
I remember there was a Masters of the Universe game on the Atari.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Yeah, it was nothing like the freaking Masters of the Universe cartoon or anything.
Yeah, everyone got let down when that happened. But yeah. Back to the NES for wrestling games. What about Muscle, y'all? Anybody played Muscle?
Love Muscle for Nintendo.
All they had was the Muscle figures. That's about it.
I was going to mention that you had the little collectible figures you could buy in the 80s for the Muscle.
Came in a trash can. They came in a trash can.
I got some.
Yeah, and they made a game about it, and it was a whole franchise, and not the best wrestling game, but more fun than WrestleMania and the WWF games and tag team wrestling. More fun.
Those are good games. Tecmo Super Bowl. Oh yeah, Blaze of Steel, Mega Man 2, Contra, all those games.
All those games were epic, dude. And my favorite
the arcade game of TMNT is the best one.
Double Dragon.
Double Dragon. That is
Nintendo was terrible, man, because it didn't live up to nowhere near the arcade.
What game?
Hey, Bimmy!
There you are,
That's
Muscle.
From, that one Muscle, Ultimate Muscle anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a thing. That's why they made the game. But you had figures, and you had like a cartoon for not a comic book. Excuse me.
Yeah, they also had a wrestling ring. They also had a wrestling ring.
They did. You could buy the ring and play with your figures and all of that. They had their own thing
going for characters, Muscle and Muscle. You know that anime's on Netflix, by the way, Josh?
Really?
Yeah, it's in Japanese subtitles though, but you should check it out.
And I guess we go in with the NES with one more. The first WCW game. First WCW game.
It was just called WCW Wrestling.
Yeah, you had the Road Warriors on the cover. We had Lex Luger, we had Ric Flair, you know.
Sting. Well, Sting was also Sting and Muta were both in NWA as well.
Mm-hmm. This was after the buyout. This is when after 88 or 89 when it was all WCW now. Mm-hmm. And Crockett had sold. But this was not a bad game. This was a pretty good game for easily better than all four of the WrestleMania. Better than everything but pro wrestling, I would say, the WCW game.
It was better than Superstars. It was better than there was four of them for WWF at the time. It was WWF WrestleMania, Superstars.
You had Steel Cage Challenge.
And then there was another one.
I'm trying to think of what it. I know there were four of them, but
was it Royal Rumble?
Oh, I think you might be right. Was it called Royal Rumble with no Royal Rumble?
No, King of the Ring. It was King of the Ring.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
I've had that for Game Boy. It sucks.
Hold on, I'll look it up right now. I got an app.
Because the first game blew ass. The second game was better, but had the isometric view. The one with Warrior, you had the isometric view, so you were from the side. The third one, that's the one I'm not. And then the final one was the cage, but you couldn't see through the fucking cage.
Mm-mm.
It was worse than watching Hogan and Savage versus the whole Dungeon of Doom and everybody on the pay-per-view.
Okay, for WWF Nintendo games, there's King of the Ring.
That's it.
WrestleMania Challenge, WrestleMania.
Steel Cage Challenge.
another WrestleMania challenge. Yeah, and Steel Cage challenge. Yeah, that's it. 4. So
Yep, that was the original. WCW had the one, NWA had one. And we're not counting all the Japanese exclusives because we know Japan loves their pro wrestling to this day. They get especially in the Super Nintendo era.
yeah,
Japan got awesome wrestling games and we did.
WCW only had one game, and that was WCW World Championship
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
And obviously there was the NWA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had tag team wrestling, you had muscle. You had pro wrestling, which I think we can all agree is the best one by a mile. It's you can still play it today.
Yeah.
And that's a game you need. The career mode gets boring, but if you have another a live human being next to you, that game, we talk so much trash. Go up to the top rope. We see if we can hit the move, or if the guy's gonna move at the last second, just like TV.
Mm.
That was a fun game. It still is.
And then there was, and then I think that was the last game that came out for the Nintendo. That was the wrestling game was WCW. I think it was the final game for as a wrestling game for the Nintendo.
Probably. I don't think anybody. Yeah, everybody had already done it already. So
And it was like, and I think it was probably the best wrestling game out of the original games, except for pro wrestling.
yeah,
There's
I
also
agree with that. Pro
there's
wrestling's
also
the best.
a tech-
WCW would be the second best.
There's also a Tecmo World Wrestling.
Yes,
How about
there
that?
was that.
Yeah.
That one we might have to put that in the top 3. We might have.
Tecmo made some good stuff too.
Yeah, they did. Tecmo had quality, but I think we might have to go Tecmo 3, WCW number 2, and straight up pro wrestling number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tecmo did have a.
I can't find the NWA game.
Yeah. NWA was on it because I owned it. It was a.
I know it's out there.
I did
was
not
a
get to
blue-
play the. I never even got to see the NWA one, let alone play it. That's just a no go for me.
I have
They had-
Bret Hart on it. Josh and I played ECW PS1. Yep. Matter of fact, I still got that game.
Well, then we can move to Super Nintendo. We're gonna get to the Sony era, but Super Nintendo and Sega. All right.
Sega had the no. The Sega Genesis had the best wrestling game, dude.
But what was the Genesis known for? Sports titles. That's what. Before you had Sonic, the Genesis was known for 2 things: great arcade ports of their own IPs and getting real licenses and giving a lot of consideration to every sports game. There were not many duds in sports games on the Sega.
Vander Holyfield boxing,
Yeah, you had
Buster Douglas boxing, which was trash.
Tommy Lasorda baseball.
Yeah.
Who we had for football on Sega? Who was the
Joe
max?
Montana.
It was Joe Montana's football. Yeah. See, they had all the licenses. They even had I'm trying to think of if they had for golf. I know the NES had Jack Nicholson's golf, but
Yeah, and I want to say you had Mario Lemieux for hockey.
no, wait, no, wasn't we didn't have Wayne Gretzky's hockey?
Yeah, we had Wayne Gretzky, but that was back in the Nintendo era.
Okay.
I think that
I
was-
remember too. I remember ice hockey, and it was
But-
just straight up
but-
called ice hockey. We had blades of
do you
steel.
remember? Do you remember the original Sega Master System? Though they had wrestling games too.
They had a bunch of sports games. Not as great. Like Rocky's horrible on there.
Yeah. Did anybody ever play the original Master System? The real heavy metal games.
I did not.
No,
because-
I knew one person that had it, and we played a couple games on it. But
I think it was better
by that time, I had the Sega Genesis. So
Yeah. Yeah, NHL '94 was on Sega, dude. All those NHL, NBA games, NBA.
Also the birth of Madden around early 1990, the beginning of the
Yeah.
Madden series.
sure was.
Mutant
Madden.
League Football.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
had,
a fun game.
that wasn't. But
NBA
yeah,
Jam.
John Madden's football, the very beginning of it all, that came out for just about everything in the 16-bit era.
Yeah. And then you had Sports Talk Baseball, World Series Baseball. Those are my shits.
Super Nintendo had Ken Griffey Jr. That was on all the count for you to try out in the stores. When that came out, they were like, yeah, put that out for everybody to try. Some of the first college games, too, because I remember playing NCAA basketball on Super Nintendo. So some of the first college video games for franchises.
Oh, brother, BKO Sports Entertainment Show. Well. We're talking about wrestling games in general tonight, man, and not just wrestling games in general, but every genre of wrestling game you can think of from
Excuse me, sir.
every console made.
Yeah, right now we're in the 16. We just went through Nintendo and a little Atari talk, some history on some old consoles. We're on the 16-bit era right now, wrapping that up.
Yeah. For Sega Genesis, there was WWF Raw
Yes,
on Genesis and Mega. Let me see. No, that's Mega Drive.
Mega.
Okay. WWF Royal Rumble.
Yep,
WWF Super WrestleMania.
yes, that was for the Super Nintendo, though, wasn't it?
What was the arcade
No,
game
that's
that was?
okay.
What was the midway game where they're all like Mortal Kombat?
I was just getting to that. That's WWF WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game, and that was
That was on both systems, but you got screwed if you had a Super Nintendo because you lost two rosters. You were down to six wrestlers instead of eight. The Sega Genesis had Yokozuna and somebody, maybe Boss Man. I'm not
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, that's why I like the Genesis better. Always had had the more characters in it.
Oh, dude, Mortal Kombat for Sega Genesis was the best one of Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The Blood
yeah.
Code.
It was the blow code.
The Sega CD version was good too. But I also like the music the version of the music you had in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that FM, the FM chip on the Genesis fitted more the ping 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 sound. It was better on that. Now some people are going to say Mortal Kombat 2, the better system was Super Nintendo.
Street Fighter 2 was way better. I'm going to say the Street Fighter 2 was way better on SNES. Because it actually had the arcade theme music on there. Unlike
it was damn close to the arcade port. I played it a lot. The original Street Fighter 2 when it came out on Super Nintendo was close as shit to the arcade.
Yeah, the only thing it didn't have is you couldn't play that version. You couldn't play as Bison, you couldn't play as Balrog, nor you could play as Vega.
Street Fighter 2, you couldn't play them. It wasn't until Street Fighter 2 Turbo that you could play them.
Yeah, that's why I prefer the Genesis over the.
Well, wait a minute. Was it Hyper Fighting or Turbo? Because I felt like
Turbo you could play on the SNES.
Because after 2, we got Hyper Fighting first, where the game was sped up. Then we got Turbo, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Hyper Fighting was the Genesis.
And eventually we got the definitive version, which is Super Street Fighter 2.
Right,
which gave us the other new characters.
Man, let's answer some of these questions they're throwing at us. Let's see here. What system it was for? But they had a New Japan game.
All of the Super Nintendo era was full of Fire Pro Wrestling. Like Fire Pro Wrestling came out with at least 4 different games. They were ahead of everybody in the business. They were so far ahead. I mean, that's why the series has lived on for forever. The mechanics in the ring, the way it looked, the way it handled. The Fire Pro games are the best if you want a real wrestling. Even to this day, they kill the 2K games. They
in country you could play if you had like the extended buttons for the Sega Genesis. They had a controller where you could play multi-buttons where you could play it.
Yeah,
the arcade pad. So
if you played fighting games on a Genesis, the first thing you had to do was buy a 6-button controller, and it's very close to pretty much the prototype of what the Saturn later on would have in their controller, just slimmed down. It was a 6-button controller, almost like the Saturn. That was the definitive way. If you played a fighting game, you had to get that. You had to get that.
Yeah, you had to have that.
Or the Dreamcast, it was perfected that. That was the best console. That was one of my favorite consoles.
The Dreamcast only had 4 face buttons, dude.
Yeah,
and Country said that unrelated Sega CD was great and Night Trap was amazing. Sega CD was great. Sega CD was great.
It was.
They had an WWF Steel Cage Challenge.
Yep.
Night Trap was hilarious.
And I think Raw as well. I think they did Raw as well.
Yeah. but that one right there was amazing. Madden came out in '92. Um, Bam Bam. At least you did hear about the old NES Blades of Steel, including the Mike Tyson Punch Out. Yeah, yeah. During the 16-bit era, outside of Mortal Kombat. Oh, here we go. Outside of combat, what are your guys' top three fighting games?
Any
right.
system, any arcade, anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna let Phil go first on this.
That is a
Ooh.
tough one for me because oh, man. I'm gonna have to go outside of Mortal Kombat. Let's see. I'm probably gonna have to go with I'll probably go with the classic, like Super Street Fighter 2. Oh God, the Soul Calibur game. I'm probably gonna go with the Street Fighter series.
16-bit era.
16-bit,
era.
dude.
Yeah.
All right, 16-bit era. Let's see.
So that's the 10
Primal
Genesis
Rage.
Yeah, that was of the era. It was.
Yep.
And Samurai Showdown.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, and then because
I
we
used to
already
play that
picked
in the
ours.
arcade for the Neo Geo because I didn't have a Neo Geo at all.
Nobody had a Neo Geo.
It cost like $600 man. I just played that game in the arcade at Walmart back when I was a kid.
I had Neo Geo, but I didn't have it until I became an adult.
Country, no. Tekken was PS1 or Sony. It was a Sony exclusive for many games. That did not come out in the 16-bit era. So that's what we're in the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, TurboGrafx 16, and CD. We're in that era.
Oh my God, dude! TurboGrafx 16 had a wrestling game too. It was not very good.
So
that's just
the PC 98. They come up with some good stuff too, like Splatterhouse.
Yeah, that's a good one. My three picks would be obviously
Castlevania Rondo of Blood, Dracula X, the better version than what they got in SNES.
Yeah, well, let's finish where we at first, Phil. Josh gotta talk.
Yeah. Sorry. My first pick would be Super Street Fighter 2. To be specific, Super Street Fighter 2 on Super Nintendo.
Okay.
Because it had better graphics. Fatal Fury on the Super Nintendo as well.
I hate you for that. I got in an argument with them guys the other night over Fatal Fury.
And on the Genesis, fighting game. I'll go with Samurai Showdown because that was the first time I played Samurai Showdown as on a Sega Genesis.
I only played in the arcade, so that's
going to be the problem for me because I would have stuck to the arcade era.
We're talking about 16-bit, brother. Brother, be okay.
So that's hard for me because I didn't play a lot of them on the consoles. I played in the arcades, but the three franchises around that time I would go with would have to be. I'm gonna take the definitive Street Fighter 2, the Super Street Fighter 2. I'm gonna take. I guess I can. I don't know if I can really go. Yeah, it did come out on those consoles, so I'm gonna go with it. Ultimate MK3, where they brought back the cap. Yeah, that did.
But that's still Mortal Kombat. That's still Mortal Kombat.
It's gonna be Mortal Kombat, but specifically Ultimate 3.
You can't go with Mortal Kombat. It has to be outside of Mortal Kombat. Period.
What?
Yeah. Read the comment. It says during the 16-bit.
Oh, no Mortal Kombat. Okay. Oh, well, that makes it easy for me. Primal Rage, Killer Instinct.
Well, yes, Killer Instinct was on the Super Nintendo.
I played it on the Super. I did that, but I played in arcade more. I never played Primal Rage on a console, but anytime I saw that game in the arcade, I was like a magnet. I was in love with Primal Rage, the original. I wanted that to be a franchise so bad.
Unfortunately, it got canceled by a bunch of Karens.
Yeah.
I love the idea of the beasts fighting because we never got a good Godzilla game unless you were in Japan. That of a real fighting game that we
all. King of Monsters, but I digress.
King of Monsters was a game too. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That wasn't that great though. Japan had an actual fighting game with Godzilla and the characters years before we got one, and that's all we wanted. We kept getting shitty Godzilla games, but Primal Rage was awesome. That you had the beasts that were the gods. The earth was in the future. You could eat the people and gain some. Now I'm not gonna lie. The controls, the moves were fucked up. Instead of direct, you had to hold button combinations and do directions instead of.
And when you went one way, it went the other direction.
Yeah.
Not for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it was through our left hand. You could fix it in settings, but hell, as a
But,
fucking 11-year-old kid,
I think you might have had a broken machine or in the arcade. I could play left or right, and they went whatever
arcade
way.
is different. Arcade is different. I'm talking about on a console.
Oh wow, that's fucked up.
Before Mike answers the question, I'm going to reply to Country. Tekken did not come out on the Sega Genesis. It was.
I
never
told him
released.
that earlier.
PS1 only, PlayStation exclusives only.
Yep.
Until recently, but my
No.
picks. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go. Okay, I'm gonna jump in real quick. Anthony, no, Commodore 64 and all that era you're in with Atari and all that. That's before the 8-bit era, dude. That's before NES. You're looking at like 4 bits.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going back to before we even counted bits. So you're talking about the Stone Age of gaming, and then the 64 coming out of the Stone Age of gaming. You know.
The Commodore 64 had some fun games though. They really did.
I think you're talking about the Nintendo 64.
No, Commodore 64.
No, Commodore.
They do have some good games. I actually like that Transformers game they had.
Who? Not the Japanese
Famicom game, the Japanese Famicom game, the Transformers.
Oh God, that's horrible! It's one of the worst games ever made.
Which one?
The Japanese Famicom. One hit, you're dead. You can't even see the bullet coming.
Oh, where you play as Optimus Prime's brother, if I'm correct?
Not his brother, but it's the Josh in the movie before Hot Rod becomes Rodimus Prime. After Optimus dies, what's the dude's name?
Ultra Magnus.
That you play as fucking Ultra Magnus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my picks for outside of Mortal Kombat are as follows: Super Street Fighter 2 for the Super Nintendo. That's number 1. Number 2 will have to be Killer Instinct Gold.
That's not 60. That's a 64. And
that's right. You're right.
Yeah, you can't pick that. That's after the 16-bit era.
That's right. Killer Instinct was just
Yeah, you got to go with the original.
I forgot about
and Kilgore. Great. Kilgore was the shit. Kilgore.
Servo.
Yeah, and then you had Primal Rage was good, but and so was Samurai Showdown.
Or the TMNT fighting game is pretty good too.
Hell no, was it? Fuck you.
It was. Neo Geo was
okay. But the Turtle fighting games, I know it. Whoever played it, tell me they ever got past the second player.
You can't.
The second computer player. Tell me whoever got it is a legend.
Oh, the Gundam Wing Endless Duel for the Super Famicom. That's a good one too.
But the third game, it would have to be shit, dude.
Any of the Dragon Ball Z games for the Super Famicom were good too.
I'm trying to think.
They're all fighting games.
Mike's still trying to make his final pick over here.
I forgot totally a lot of those.
I'll have to go Samurai Showdown. I'm gonna have to, dude. I'll have to go Samurai Showdown.
The Neo Geo was just like TurboGrafx 16 was known for the shooters, the shmups. What we were just talking about, the Neo Geo was known for their 2D fighting games. They had a shit ton of them. Besides Samurai Showdown, they had a whole slew of fighting games.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. This right here went from wrestling to fighting games real quickly.
Yeah. The question: what are you guys' thoughts on the Art of Fighting and the World Hero 1 and 2? I don't know World Hero 1 and 2, but I know Art of Fighting. Art of Fighting was a good. That was a good fighting game too. That
plays through the Street Fighter on Sega. 9 buttons on the controller, which was Turbo fellas. Yeah. Did you hear about the video game called Tecmo World Wrestling? Yes, Tecmo World Wrestling was awesome.
We talked about that earlier.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, I think we're ready to move out of the 16-bit and get where everybody's really excited to get to, especially some of the younger commentators. We're gonna move. We're gonna call. We're not gonna call this 1-bit era because we had we technically had three systems that would well two and then we some add-ons, but we would have Sony with the 32-bit PS1. We
Well, you
would
had
get
the 32-bit. You had the 32X too. The Sega 32X was
that.
it?
That's
I never
damn
had
it.
the 32X nor the CD. I only just had the Genesis.
32X is what murdered
the whole
Sega.
combo.
You should let's drop the 32X and go with Saturn.
That's another 32X system.
No,
No,
the
it's
Saturn
not.
is the direct competitor. The 32X was dead in 6 months. We're
It
gonna
was
go.
originally the 32X was originally
Keep it-
have its own solo thing called the Sega Neptune.
Yeah, that never happened. That was gonna be a
Yeah, that never
standalone. They just
All
went.
right.
We're gonna go
Let's
to
keep-
PS1. We're gonna go PS1, Saturn, and Nintendo 64. That's
we
the
gotta
same
keep, we
era.
gotta keep Dreamcast in there too.
Yeah,
Dream,
yeah.
Dreamcast
Dreamcast
didn't come out till like '99.
they came in on the end of they tried to rush their
The end
system
of the
because
20th
Saturn
century.
the Saturn failed, and so they tried to rush the Dreamcast, but Sega was already dead in the water, so they lost that. But that's not fair. You really kind of got to put Dreamcast.
With PlayStation 2.
Yeah, you really do. You really
And
do.
you have to put the N64 with PlayStation 2 too.
Okay.
Yeah, that has to be because Nintendo was waiting and waiting. We thought Nintendo was dead for all you had was if you weren't playing Super Nintendo Donkey Kong 3 in the store, it was and the Virtual Boy which sucked ass. You had the
Oh,
PS1 and the Saturn next to each other. That's what everybody was playing. And
Then next thing you know, they're still waiting. You know the reason why that happened because Sony Sony and Nintendo were working on a deal to come out with the PlayStation. However, things fell through, and Sony says like, "Fuck it, we'll make the PlayStation our own."
things didn't fall through. Nintendo dicked over Sony because they were scared that they weren't gonna. The deal was Sony was gonna be able to collect on a certain percentage on the games, and Nintendo got greedy and was thinking that's not gonna be good, and they went with Philips CDR, and that murdered. They created their own worst competition. Nintendo's biggest mistake was screwing Sony over because they created the monster that would beat them eventually for the first time in the
They
console
killed
war.
Sega too.
The 64 when that came out, that was it. The Saturn was murdered. Everybody forgot about the Saturn. It was
GameCube was
PS1.
awesome.
You were PS1 or you were 64. So
Yeah.
anyway, we're in
I
that
had
era.
both as a kid. I had the PS1 and the 64.
Well,
Well,
PS1.
Yeah, we
the
do got a
PS1
question.
Go ahead.
What era is the GameCube considered?
that's coming in. That's coming
GameCube.
after.
GameCube would be considered.
No, not getting.
GameCube would be
GameCube,
around
okay.
around the same era as PlayStation, Dreamcast, and Xbox.
GameCube is officially the 6th generation of video gaming, and that would be with PS2 and the Xbox One. That's considered the 6th gen. The original
No,
NES.
the original Xbox, not the Xbox One.
Yes, the original, because the NES and the Sega Master System are considered the 3rd generation of gaming. Atari 2600 is the 2nd generation with the television and Coleco. So the GameCube era, we're gonna get there. That's your 6th era of gaming.
But they really didn't have any good wrestling games for that system at all.
Well, we haven't got. Well, wait a minute. We haven't done anything yet with the 64, the PS1, and the Saturn yet. So
Well, they
let's
have
get
plenty
going.
of good games for the PS1 and 64. Good
Yeah.
wrestling games.
Well,
Yes.
some of the greatest wrestling games on the face of the planet were created on 64. 2 of them being WCW games that are still revered to this day, and WWF No Mercy. Those 3 games are pretty much
And
considered.
WrestleMania 2000.
Yes.
That one's not considered as good as No Mercy, though.
Shit.
Yeah, it was still good though.
I'm not calling it bad, but the one AEW chased for this video game, they claim we're gonna be like No Mercy. We're gonna be like No Mercy. That's they Kenny Omega and Fred scream that daily. We're gonna make a better No Mercy. That they
also
scream
another
that
good game
nonstop.
is Virtual Pro
W.
Wrestling 2 and 64.
D.
Okay, there you go.
I got both of them.
All right, yeah. Well, all right, yes. PlayStation had WCW and WWF games. The WCW games are not well looked. I had them both. They're not, or 2 of the 3. They're not looked at well. 2 of the 4. They're not 5. They're not looked at very favorably at all. That I did not like Warzone at all, but some people
Attitude
don't.
was way better than Warzone.
Yeah, it was a better game, most definitely. But
Yeah.
Nitro and Thunder, WCW versus the World was the first WCW game. That one was not bad for its time.
It had a lot of Japanese wrestlers on there too. It was originally called. It was over in Japan. It was called Virtual Pro Wrestling.
Well, that you had the partnership between WCW and New Japan.
Well,
You also
Virtual
had the
Pro
Great
Wrestling
Sasuke on
that
there?
was on Nintendo Nintendo
That's
64,
Virtual Pro Wrestling 64.
Japan.
No, that was Virtual Pro Wrestling 64 in Japan.
Yeah, ECW had several games around this time.
Fire Pro would move to PS1
and become Virtual
ECW
Pro Wrestling.
This was the first one that was released, and this one came out in
96.
Wait, you're on ECW?
99.
Yeah, ECW. ECW. This one came out in 2000, and ECW Anarchy Rules came out
A year later. I believe PlayStation 1 games ended in 01, if not 02, that they stopped production.
Actually,
They
this one
stopped
came
around
out in
02, actually,
2001.
in 03. Because there was still some games that came out for the PlayStation in the early 2000s. Like, so I remember seeing.
This one came out first. I remember this because
Anarchy Rules was the second.
The second one, and it dropped the same year.
I can't believe that's a T game too.
Yeah, and then don't forget there was Backyard Wrestling too at that time.
Yeah, they had that.
And also ECW had a game
Backstage
on the
Assault.
64.
That was WCW.
That was the
that
worst
game was
WCW game ever. I hated that
No,
game.
It was
ECW
terrible.
was on the N64 as well. So
Yeah, and
And
they even put WCW Nitro on 64 as if it didn't suck already. They put it out like a year later on 64.
Or WCW Thunder was awful too.
But yeah, Thunder was a repeat of Nitro. It was nothing different. I got suckered in and
it
bought
was
it.
just an expansion pack of Nitro.
All it was different characters, and you got cage matching weapons. That was it.
You also could change the people's faction they were in too.
But
Yeah.
the one thing about the ECW game I do know is that they used the same engine that made this one.
Yeah, they also used
yeah.
that in Legends of Wrestling as well, except there was more advanced graphics.
Power Slam Wrestling. That wasn't that on Super Nintendo, and that was a pretty good game too. Capcom game, I believe.
Oh yeah, you could play as the mayor from Final Fight.
Yeah, that's true. That wasn't a bad wrestling game at all. Very arcadey, but very fun. We also bypassed completely. We missed a big part of history. The original 2 WWF games in the arcade. That you can play.
WrestleMania and also In Your House.
It wasn't In Your House. It was Superstars.
WrestlePalooza and WrestleFest.
WrestleFest, yeah, that was the other one. But yeah, Superstars and WrestleFest. But you could play. You could go to the arcade, play with your 4 friends, and it was stupid fun. Those were good WWF.
Retro Pro Wrestling actually made a game like that called Retro Pro Wrestling.
Now, WrestleFest was never released on console.
No, it wasn't.
Too many people wanted money.
Yes.
It's fucked up though, because that would have been great WWF games on a console. Both of those, the first one and the second one, and you had the option to do single player or tag team. You know, you're in the 80s and you playing this beast in the arcade. It's like, man, this is fun. It was like NBA Jam before NBA Jam.
Yeah.
It was a good time. What else we got? We're between. Saturn was mostly known for shooters again.
Yeah.
And 2D games. They couldn't. They had a hard time developing games for the Saturn because of the processor. Sony, on the other hand, it was so easy to make games for the PS1. That's why we have like 8,000 fucking games.
Well, Virtual Fighter
Yes. We need to mention that Virtual Fighter was their flagship fighter and the reason we have Tekken today.
Mm-hmm.
Because they told the designer, they said, we need a 3D fighting game like Virtual Fighter but better. And Sony's answer to that was Tekken. Did they nail it in the first game? No. Was the second game great? Yes. Was the third game amazing? Yes.
King.
And that's when Tekken took over as the king.
Yeah, Virtual Fighter was awesome too, but it wasn't a wrestling game. But you could make it a wrestling game if you wanted to look at it like that. but
The
it didn't have a wrestling name.
Anthony, the only territorial video game that was ever released was an NWA game. I was trying to find the name of it.
That's the
But,
one for the original NES that Mike had.
Yeah.
Wasn't it just called NWA?
No,
National Wrestling?
because I looked it up and it doesn't have that. It's called something else, and it's sponsored by NWA.
I forget what it's called. Pro Wrestling NWA, something like that.
Let's look it up right here.
I'm on Google too. I'm Googling it.
NWA game on Nintendo system.
But yeah, Anthony, Power Slam would have been on the Super Nintendo.
On a main Nintendo system, you might be interested in WCWNWO Revenge for the Nintendo 64.
No.
Another option is the game Neva on the Nintendo Switch, or the prototype Universal Wrestling Corporation for the NES.
You would have to be more specific to tell it what console you want. It's just pulling up
Wrestling games on NES.
The NES had wrestling games, including the WWF series like WWF WrestleMania and WWF WrestleMania Challenge. There was also Pro Wrestling and Tecmo World Wrestling, which is often considered the best for its gameplay.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. That's why we put them as our top 3 on our list. We had Pro Wrestling at number 1 and Tecmo at 2 or 3 for the
That's
NES.
what it is. It's called National Wrestling Alliance.
That's what I said, just NWA.
Well,
I meant spelt out, but I thought that's all it was called, was the National Wrestling Alliance.
Yeah.
Because I've seen pictures of it. That's the one I never played, never saw it in a store.
That's because they probably just got bought out by WCW.
Another thing, probably they might have made them take it down because, I've watched many videos on the history and wrestling games in NES.
National Wrestling Alliance, NES.
And that game never comes up, the NWA game. No one ever talked. They never mentioned. They probably had them pull it after they released the WCW game. That might have been what happened.
Because it was in a blue and white box.
Because I never saw it for rent. Never saw it to buy it in any store. Never heard anybody talk about it. No one reviews it. I'm sure somebody has. I know it existed, but...
Unreleased.
Unreleased?
Yeah, it's an unreleased game.
Really?
So that's why I never saw it. It never happened.
How come I own it?
Yeah, I want to know that too, unless your mind's playing tricks on you.
It's in a blue and white box.
You sure you're not thinking the WCW game, man?
The NWA game was in a red and black box.
I don't know. Man.
Huh. We're at a loss, man.
Yeah.
Because
All right,
I could have sworn I seen it too. I'm with Mike on this. I could have sworn I seen it too.
Anyway, we got to move on to the Dreamcast, and which kind of falls between, because Sega tried to rush another system out fast because they were flopping so hard it wasn't funny. So this kind of came out between 2 generations. It was first 128-bit system, still competing against Sony with only 32 bits. Sony's still winning this battle, and a Nintendo 64. So they came in at the end of this generation, and it fizzled out because of lack of third-party support and not enough good first-person IPs. But you had that, and then we would get the PS2, which would murder it and throw it in the grave, and then the Cube. And finally, the introduction of the original Xbox.
Well, the original Xbox didn't have anything good either. They had Raw on it, and it was not a good game.
Yeah, there was just a port. I don't think I don't know about Japan because they never high on Xbox, but I don't remember any signature wrestling games for the original Xbox. I don't. Now, now PS2. Oh, Cube also had the WWF games on, but
man, those games were ported over and they were not good.
PS2 had the good SmackDowns everybody loves on their system.
Yeah, SmackDown. What was it?
And yet again, more Fire Pro games on PS2.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had a couple throwback kind of like like arcadey stuff or some. I think they made like an old school throwback game on PS2. I don't know I think it was on PS2, but they tried a few things, but we're getting into the area of more licensing and less. I'm gonna make my own wrestling games. So, but PS2 did have like SmackDown Know Your Role and all that. That people love those games. The one with Brock Lesnar on the cover. Here comes the
Apparently, I sold a
pain.
lot of my shit. So, okay, where we at?
Power Move Wrestling. Never heard of Power Move Wrestling. Have y'all ever heard of Power Move Wrestling?
I feel like it's going to be another, either if not a Capcom, another or Japanese game. Probably arcadey, probably fun, probably big sprites. Maybe I don't know. I feel like it. I feel like it would have been with Slam Wrestling or something like that.
Oh,
Something.
dude, that was a regular PlayStation game.
Which game?
Power Move Wrestling, Power Move Pro Wrestling, the Extreme 3 the Extreme 3D Wrestling game. Holy shit!
Power Move Pro Wrestling.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was,
Somebody asked earlier if we thought Sega would ever make another console. It's a
I would
it's a
love-
pipe. It's a pipe. A lot of people would love it. Would they buy it? Would they support it?
yeah,
Yeah, they would. I think Sega's staying in the software business, and I think we're going to see Xbox joining that business after one more console, because Xbox has already agreed to put Halo on PlayStation, and Xbox is listed as an official developer for Nintendo now, and they say they love what they're doing with the handheld. I think between this overpriced handheld that Xbox is getting ready to put out and the new system, which is rumored to be $1,200 when that comes out, they already did know. I think this is gonna be Xbox's final shot in the hardware developer or console developer for video games, and they're gonna go software and go into other ventures. I really do.
Sony is about to head that way. It looks like too, man, because I don't think they're going to release another console after the PlayStation 5.
Oh, they will. Sony's not going in it. That's gonna be main competitor to Nintendo. If you don't own a PC, this is how I see it going in about 5, 6, 7 years. We got one more. We got to do. The Switch 2 just started the new generation. We need a new. We're gonna have to have a PS6 and a new Xbox coming like between somewhere this year and next year. It has to happen. And if Xbox,
I just got my PS5.
you bought it late, man. I mean, in video games, the two Xbox and Sony systems don't last 8 years anymore. It's not this big. It's not like Nintendo. The Switch 1 is still going. That system's getting ready, closing in on 10 years. That's a hell of an investment for your $250 you spent and games that are going to be able to play on your new system and controllers you could still use. That's not bad at all. So you got your bang for your buck there.
I actually got my Switch the OLED copy, so years back. So
Yeah, $350.
I think Xbox might be the first system to try completely doing away with physical, and everything's going to be digital. That way they can save some money on a disc drive and try to get people away from the physical games. I think they're going to try. They're supposed to be as close to a PC as they've ever been. I think
hell, you go to any store right now, you can't even pick up a Xbox game.
the people the customers were laughing at them the other day. They're like, Xbox is dead. I got a cousin he's in love with Xbox, and I'm like,
yeah,
Xbox, the brand Xbox might not be dying, and they might be able to get into some other things, but console wise, and then the huge increase on their online store and their prices of their consoles that happened this year, after it was proven no tariffs, everybody's like, bro, why y'all need extra $50 on the console? Why did all the prices shoot up? Sony took one look at that in June and said, okay, PS5, $20 off that controller, 20 off that game, whatever off your new system. Sony's like, we're getting in on this. Nintendo's getting ready to come in and kick our asses again, and Xbox just jacked their prices up. Sony was like, month-long sale, everything PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they even knocked $100 off all their systems, including the Pro.
Yeah, they did. They did.
that's a pretty sad situation we're in with video games.
Yeah, it was like I just ordered the collector's editions for both PS5 and Xbox for Mortal Kombat Legacies because I wanted the collector's boxes, and each one of them had 2 different ones. So
You want to know what's sad, Phil?
the messed up part is like I'm playing right now. I downloaded the digital one. I've been playing Mortal Kombat Legacy. I hate the PlayStation controller. I love the Xbox controller. I'm like your friend. I was like, I'm a huge Xbox fan.
He likes the controller better because it's bulkier and bigger for him. I rather the PlayStation controller, to be
You know,
honest.
there's an option for that, Josh. So we can get like a PlayStation controller, but with in Xbox ways. You know that, right?
Yeah, you
I'm
can.
gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab me something to snack on.
All right.
Wash your hands.
But you know what's truly sad about the video game world, Phil? And this falls on Sony and Microsoft. It falls on both of them.
They
Not
want to
enough.
monopolize.
No, that's not the problem. The problem is not enough AAA titles that are exclusive to either one that are good. Too much stuff that can be go to both systems. Too much. What Xbox had besides Halo, and now Halo's jumping over. Not the newest Halo game, but Grand Theft Auto years ago. They waited a while. They gave it to Xbox. You know, now you can play over there. They're almost the same system. It just
Gears
comes
of
down to
War.
what you like better. And there's no good exclusive. Nintendo has the exclusives. Most people that I know that have a PC or have either an Xbox or a PlayStation, if they care about all gaming, they're not gonna own all of those. They're gonna own one of those three and a Switch to be able to play the Link, the Zelda games, the Metroid, maybe PC gamers that aren't. Oh, they're gonna have that and have a Switch One. Xbox game. Some of them they don't. Sony, they'll say, yeah, I have a PlayStation. I don't have an Xbox, but I have a Switch. You know, and that tends to be between that market and the kids market. That's why Nintendo has won. If they win again with Switch 2 in the new console era versus a PS6 and whatever new Xbox they're going to do, if they win this future generation, that will be 3 of the last 4 console generations Nintendo has dominated. Not by hair, dominated. Because the Wii, they took back the lead for the first time in 2 consoles. They took back the lead. The Wii U, they bombed because of a stupid name and not enough consideration on the gaming. They took it back with Switch 1, and now they're at over 10 million sold. This Switch 2 just dropped in May, and they're at over 10 million worldwide sold already. They're approaching legendary speed and numbers, and we don't even have, short of 3 AAA exclusives, we don't even have a huge library of games yet. We have older games being ported and things like that, and you can carry over your old games with better graphics. We haven't even gotten into the golden era yet of this new system, and they're already at over 10 million sold. And with the Switch 1 still selling, they're knocking on the heels of PS2 for all-time sales and the DS. They're knocking on the biggest selling consoles of all time's door. So will they pass it? I doubt it, but in the next year, you're going to see so much stuff. The next 2 years, so much good stuff's going to be coming to Switch 2 that Xbox their dream is to make Call of Duty run perfect on that Nintendo handheld. That is what their holdup is. Their goal is they want Call of Duty to work online. No dropping frame rates that you could play cross multi-platform against a Sony player or an Xbox player. That's what Microsoft wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You see, like so far this year, we got the $80 price of Mario Kart, but people don't realize that's going to be a 10-year game. They already have a bunch to it. You have to like the game, okay? You got to like racing and kart style, but they're going to add so much. Here's your expansion pack for $20. Here's this game. They're not going to make another Mario Kart for the system. This is it. They let off with one of their top 3 biggest selling franchises for Nintendo. They give you a game with a bunch of stuff. Now you can race with up to 32 people online at one time. And they're going to keep adding on over the next 8-9 years to this game and keep people coming back. Then you got Donkey Kong Bonanza. First 3D Donkey Kong since the 64. Yeah, and we're also in the era of people crying online saying, oh, this sucks, this ain't good, this ain't good. And You don't know until you know yourself. Don't believe what other people say. So either you like the gameplay or you don't, but it's chaotic. You run around, you smash things, you're in 3D. Yay, $70. And then we just got the brand new Metroid Prime 4 that dropped that people are
Ghost of Tsushima
criticizing.
is a great game.
And people are griping saying, "Oh, these graphics." We're like, "Are you blind? You can't do that on a cube. Can't do that at all. Even the Switch 1 version looks nice, but the
I
Switch 2
love
one
the
is
GameCube
gorgeous.
for what it was. There were some great games on the GameCube, especially the Resident Evil remake.
The you mean the original Resident, the first remake of Resident Evil, the one.
Yes, Resident Evil 1, and also like the fact that also this other survival horror game, Eternal Darkness, which reminded me of Resident Evil meets what's it called? Alone in the Dark. Except it goes through like these time eras and stuff. It was made, and also the remake of Metal Gear Solid too.
Okay,
It's all
Anthony got a question for us. This is an honest question. Why do you think the Sony moved away from the PSP and the PSP Vita? Because they not complete.
They ran out of ideas. Apparently, they couldn't come up with some good games for the Vita. Unfortunately,
The problem, they had decent games and it was quality. The problem is you cannot beat Nintendo at what they are the best at. And what
handheld
they,
games.
yes, that's
Well,
exactly right.
handheld,
And Nintendo has shown for over 30 years we don't have to have the best graphics to have the best hand. We're going to give you the handheld that makes the most sense, that packs the most punch, battery life, all of that.
That is
For
why
years we had a black.
is surviving.
For years we had a black and white Game Boy with no updates that outsold it.
Spanish colored. It wasn't black and white. It was Spanish colored.
It's actually called I forget the official. It's like one. I forget what the green was called, but they didn't even upgrade that for years. But they were like 4 AA's. We could make.
They had was Game and Watch.
Yeah, they did. But you could make a Game Boy last for 10 hours. I had the Game Gear from Sega. That was 6 AA batteries, and you lucky if you got 5 hours. I was able to. It depended on the game, how much you pressing and playing, but I played Sonic straight nonstop for 5 hours. We had colors. It looked great. It was like a portable Master System. The Atari Lynx had colors and all of that, but horrible games on the Atari Lynx. That was the problem. Terrible fucking. That's what killed Atari and eventually Sega. Not horrible, just not enough.
Or
Atari
don't even get me started on the Jaguar.
Yeah, but we're talking handheld here.
The Jaguar was the shit, dude. It was the biggest pile of doo-doo that ever existed.
That
Really,
controller
you
is one of the
learned to
worst ever. That
It wasn't
controller
even
was.
a true 64-bit console. It was 232-bit.
It couldn't even run 32 at full power. That thing looked like shit.
Raiden
PS1
was
That was
murdered
funny,
that thing.
the AVGN use the CD edition as a toilet.
wow.
They replaced them now, but just a few years ago, I could go in my dentist's office, and they sold the shells of the Atari Jaguar to turn into dental equipment. It was white on the wall, a Jaguar, but the real dentist. That's what they did with the back stock of Jaguars.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they did. For years, it was on the wall, and I said, "That's a Jaguar." Sure enough, yes, they repurposed the shells for. I don't even know what they used it for in the office, but it was something to do with dental. I was like, wow. At least they didn't have to bury them like E.T. and friends back in the day.
They threw them bitches in a dump.
Yeah, someone found one over there at the
They
dumpster.
got a whole documentary of that digging that up.
Mm-hmm. Landfill.
I don't know about the success of this. Every time Nintendo has success, Sony tries to copy them. Okay, and every time they, short of the four face buttons, which they took from Super Nintendo, the triggers, which they took 2 and added 4, the Rumble Pack, which they improved. I mean, short of those, and they took what was not an analog stick, but a 3D stick off of 64, put 2 on a controller and improved them. Short of that, every time Sony tries to copy Nintendo, they flop. They tried the PlayStation Move to compete with the Wii. You know, the 2 sticks, that didn't go anywhere. They said, okay, we're quickly getting away from that. They said, we want some of that handheld money. They tried the first PSP. Didn't do bad. Then they tried the PS Vita. You heard even less about that. Now, Microsoft is going to try to come out with their own handheld to hang with this, you know? I mean, I think it's going to be so overpriced because of what it has to pack in and graphically that I think people are going to be very pissed because they're saying it's pretty much going to be like a refurbished.
Steam Deck.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not going
Steam
to have
Deck's
any
pretty awesome.
improvements.
I want a Steam.
Supposedly, the new Steam decks that are going to be coming out are going to be able to be better than the current Switch. But some people are reporting they have Steam Deck, they have Switch too. They're like, I have everything I want. They're like, I got everything I want. I got both. Got the Nintendo exclusives and got the Steam Deck for the other system, to play those online games, Sony, Xbox on your Steam Deck. So now that's what some people are doing. They're getting both of those.
Yeah. Before we get too crazy and like talking about just consoles in general, we watch a match tonight, gentlemen.
What match?
I don't know.
I didn't. I did. I watched a little bit of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I know Warhorse made his re-debut.
I was talking about like I don't know some mystery wrestling.
Oh yeah, let's watch that.
Oh yeah, let's watch that.
We already even selected it.
Didn't y'all miss one piece of news?
Come on, Masha Slamovich, or you want to talk about that? Yeah.
Well, there was that, and y'all already mentioned one thing from that that woman that was raising hell online. Yeah, we did that already. But Slamovich's contract, and what was the other thing that came in the news?
TNA is going to AMC.
No, we talked about that already.
We talked about that too, last week.
Yeah. Last night we covered, if anybody didn't watch the stream, last night we covered the agreed purchase of Warner Discovery by Netflix, but then Paramount has now thrown their name in the hat, even though the deal's been agreed. They're willing to pay more money and buy all of the assets, not just Warner Brothers and HBO. So HBO Max. So I think we're either gonna have a long legal battle, or some people are gonna have to be paid off. But either way, AEW is not going anywhere right now. They're signed till 2027 for their television deals. You don't have to worry about AEW till 27. However, both of those companies, Netflix and Paramount, have WWE. They are partners. I think the one thing Tony Khan needs to worry about is his pretty low HBO Max. Yeah. Not for a year, but I would be worried about that.
2027.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's going to take till 27 for this deal to go through. We're getting ready to start 2026. If Paramount is willing to pay more and Netflix is like, we back up, even though it was agreed already, the deal will go through and you'll see that done in 6 months. If Netflix is like, you agreed to us, you already signed, Paramount can't come in and bid. Plus, this all has to go through the government.
Here's the thing, though. Paramount only has UFC. It's either way, TKO has to deal with them.
What do you mean? UFC?
Paramount is doing work with TKO's UFC, not WWE.
Didn't Paramount have I thought they had a deal with WWE.
It was TKO.
TKO.
Okay, well, either way, they have their partners invested, and they're all buddy. So, I mean, yeah. I think there's going to be, after we figure all that out, Tony Khan's not going to get a great offer for his next TV deal. It's going to be down because AEW has lost 50% of their 18 to 49 demo at this point since they started.
For the second week in a row, WWE Raw fails to rank in Netflix viewership global top 10.
Oh, damn.
Oh, yeah, SmackDown lost viewers too last Friday, 1933.
Mm-hmm.
They lost that to have 933 ratings.
The week of Thanksgiving, Raw got less views than Braun Strowman's cooking show. That actually outranked wrestling. And what was the other one? Eric Bischoff's amateur wrestling company, Real American. What is it?
Real American Freestyle.
Outsold Dynamite a couple weeks ago. They had over 4,000 people.
Braun Strowman outsold WWE Raw.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Braun Strowman outsold WWE Raw.
Wow. Yes, his cooking show. His cooking show ranked higher than I think it might have been SmackDown, but it ranked higher. People rather watch Braun Strowman eat than watch one of WWE's 2 flagship shows.
I can run fast, Kazam! Do it.
Woo-hoo. Where are we
But-
going? Around the ring. Woo-hoo!
The Strowman Express. Yee-hoo!
No, he's just going around and eating food.
The Strowman
Yes.
Express is eating is turned into a giant buffet now.
Well, I didn't know
Yeah.
D'Angelo passed away either.
Yes,
Ooh.
Anthony, WWE
D'Angelo.
are trying to assist AAA in getting a TV deal. There's nothing on North America yet, but South America and areas around there already have a TV deal for them. So I would not be surprised if WWE does try to get AAA maybe some kind of small deal in the States, because TNA's just got one. You got so much wrestling. Either you're a WWE fan or you're gonna have to. Everything's to hurt AEW. Everything done by WWE is to attack, bring AEW down, and they want to globalize the market.
They always want to globalize the market. They've been wanting to do that.
And it's more. Vince didn't care about the whole. Triple H and TKO want the whole world. They want all countries to answer to them. They want an NXT eventually in every corner of the globe. That's been their goal for years. Triple H has wanted this for forever. TKO's like, more money for us. Yes, we want it. I mean, that's the plan, and it's not good for the wrestling business. None of us want WWE to own and control what Japan says, what Europe says, what South America.
We already lived through that, like through the late 2000s and early 10s. You know.
Yeah, we did, and this time would be worse if you don't want to let them have say so over New Japan and Noah. You don't want to let them go take over Australia. You don't want to let them get into UK and destroy the UK scene, which is the last true stronghold. More than all, because Japan already has deals with other companies. The UK is the last. I thought for sure AAA in Mexico would hang on and value their tradition and their money, but they sold, and I was shocked when AAA sold to them. But yeah, the UK is going to be the hardest market left. And they keep trying. The UK fans are too loyal. They're like, we're going to support our own. We're not going to give you all that money if it comes down to a choice. A wrestling fan will go watch a WWE event at Wembley or wherever. Yes, they will. A wrestling fan. But if it comes down to a WWE show versus either Progress or Rev Pro or even New Japan coming to England, that every time it's like, oh, the NXT's coming. Still tickets available. Oh, New Japan Raw Quest sold out. Rev Pro sold out. Progress sold out.
Even AEW sold out in England and everything.
Right, but in the same breath, which he won't do, if Tony Khan tried to take over and take talent and crush the UK's small, companies, they would turn on him. That's the one market that's still holding on, that they're like, no, we don't want a partnership. We don't want y'all to come here against our companies. And the fans are willing to spend their money to show it, or lack thereof.
So here we are talking about that. Do we want to watch a match tonight, gentlemen?
Oh yeah, let's watch Mystery Wrestling.
All right, so we got two matches. We can go with Josh Alexander versus Psycho Mike with Angelo Parker. Or we can go with Cecil Nix versus Tara Zip in a colored blocks match featuring Stokely Hathaway.
What is a colored block?
Legos.
Oh, do that. That's got to be great.
Well,
Dude, I want to watch them walk like hot coals.
Okay, which one is shorter?
That one.
Okay, let's do that one.
By the way, big power slam on the Lego.
What the hell? Already?
My energy bill dropped from $150 to $50 by doing this. My friends laughed at me when I spent.
Someone is not going to be able to walk out of this building.
You know
just
who
saying.
will? Both of us.
That's for
I
sure.
kind of disagree with Anthony,
Just
but
clipped her in the chin.
Wait a minute,
barely.
we have
just
a-
enough to drop
We
her
have
on
a
the bum.
man twice the size of a woman.
She's in awe.
Oh, wow, we're starting this hot. Take your shoes off. That's what I want to see. Are you really tough, Cecil?
Is that a woman or a man?
Going to pick
It's a
up
dude and a
Tara's app.
woman.
This,
Oh no.
we're doing all. Oh my
Oh,
God.
no.
He's gonna power slam her into the Lego.
He said her.
Said absolutely not.
Yeah.
In the corner. As a a man who has fallen on these colored blocks, they really hurt.
I fell on those blocks.
Cecil blocks it.
Too,
Hey, Morgan.
they hurt like hell.
Why are you gonna pause it right at that moment? Why? Why?
Thank you for that. Being picked up, tears up, reversing in the power slam again.
All right, she take that comment off. You can't see us.
Big.
Now she's going. Oh! Both went down.
I can't do what now? Do what now, Josh?
Take the comments off.
Did the comments off?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
The
bottom
Anthony
comment.
made.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
There we go. Now we can see our
Sorry,
pretty
gentlemen.
faces.
Sorry, gentlemen. My bad.
She looks like she's in a black metal band.
I don't know. Y'all ready?
Wow, we're only 20 seconds in.
Kinda hot.
Already fallen into
freaky way.
Lego. Going up. I hate to be the broom guys after this one. Top rope. It's tears up.
Oh, crossbody.
I fell on some Legos as a
I can
kid.
tell you
Trust
this,
me, they
I'm not
hurt.
paying them enough for this one. Whoa, kick out by Cecil Nix.
Cecil's back has got to be screaming right now like a Whitney Houston track.
Oh, for sure. What's your favorite Whitney Houston track?
I would say, I want to dance with somebody. What about you?
That's a good. You know what? Oh, by the way, big power slam on the Lego.
Just asked her what her favorite Whitney Houston song is.
Well, you know, we tried not to swear, and I've already loaded this show with so much swearing. Why not let the crowd do it too?
Yeah, just keep going. How offensive. He threw a Lego.
You know, the hard part of this is there's a whole other bag of Legos still left to unload.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, could it be a
whole
doctor
other
bomb?
bag.
No, he's got her trapped. He's stretching her. Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
Wow, what a stretch by Cecil
What is
Nix.
he? Is he giving her a Lego noogie? What is?
I'm not quite sure. Oh, clubbed her like he's Bradshaw.
This is pretty good so far.
We just saw a Lego noogie, he said.
Yeah, Lego Noogie.
Noogie.
I like when he asked the girl or whoever was on commentary. He asked, "What's your favorite Whitney Houston song?"
That ain't a girl. That's Stokely Hathaway. He gets no
What a
hose.
jerk that Cecil Nix. Beating up Tara Zepp.
The thing about Cecil is, I get the vibe, he don't care
Hit her with the
about
bag.
anyone, anything. He just wants to inflict
That
pain as
was
much
light
as
as
He
possible.
just wants his $60 paycheck and nothing else.
I respect it.
That's right.
Do you know how many
$60
McDoubles you can
paycheck.
get for $60?
And here in Canada, at least 8.
Wow.
Ooh. Big boot to the face. Tara Zepp.
This is
Even
in
rolling around
Canada.
at this point. I don't know if you know this. It sucks to be in multiple pieces of Lego, but once you roll away and it's just a couple pieces of Lego, that's even worse.
I agree.
The pain. If you ever stepped on one of these things, you know I feel bad for the referee who has to slap in it. But he's got hands of steel unaffected by it.
Yeah, he don't have any gloves, anything. He's just raw dogging the mat right now.
Wow.
He said he's raw dogging the mat right now. Oh, man.
Tell that man, left-handed. Calluses like you've never seen. Big fire off from Tara Zepp.
Have a very important question, though.
Yes, sir.
Is Tara single? Because I need someone to walk around New York with me and protect me.
You know
think
what?
she'd do it?
I'm too scared to ask her, so.
Okay.
Oh!
Whoa!
Who got the worst of that? Big hook right up on Tara's head.
She pulled that out of nowhere.
Tara Zepp trying to regain her win. She did fall onto those Legos many times already. Oh! People saying she is single in the chat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll give her your digits.
You know, oh, what a spear!
Oh my God. Taking advantage.
Damn.
Get her right in the tummy with the big spear.
Come on, Cecil.
Cecil, throw a little piece of the Lego. Be careful. Do not blind the audience.
Yeah, please do not. We don't need any lawsuits.
I don't have insurance. That is a lot of Lego.
Yeah. I'm not from here, okay?
You know when they say colored blocks, 10,000 pieces, it seems like a lot more. then what's in the ring? But that's it. That's it. Legitimately 10,000 pieces of
I
colored
believe
blocks.
you. I believe you.
It cost me $406.
Oh wow, that's
It's
Canadian.
not bad. Yeah. Amazon
Bro,
Prime.
did he
one
just
day
hit the ref in
shipping.
I
the dick
respect
with the
that.
bag?
Yeah, he
Raw
did.
dogging.
He just hit the ref in the dick with the bag.
And then he just said he spent $406 Canadian on these Lego pieces.
Damn, that's more than what they're gonna make in this. It's not even a bingo hall.
It's a hustler right here. I'm doing commentary with the hustler.
That's right. I've been doing it yourself my whole life, except for the last 6 years where I received a salary. Picking up, tears up, putting her to the top rope. What's it gonna be? Oh, that is just rude.
Wow.
Cecil has just been inflicting pain nonstop. Again, he does not care.
I would not want to be up there. There's a lot of Lego behind you, Cecil Nix.
A lot
Cecil
of
Nix.
Lego.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Oh,
God
another
damn.
body slam.
Get it
God
on there.
damn it. That looked terrible.
Gosh,
Cecil
damn it.
smiling.
He's going to the top rope.
Take a look at his back, Uno. Look at the lacerations.
Oh. Punches him right in the chest. What could this be? She's clubbing on him. Oh my God. This could really.
Oh,
Holy shit, a brain buster. That was
she almost
wild.
got messed up in
Buster on
that.
Legos.
Yeah.
Luckily, he jumped.
The
She
back
went
of his
down.
head just hit at least 6 pieces of Lego.
That's a sentence I didn't think I would ever hear.
No,
That's crazy.
No, you're gonna hear a lot of weird ones tonight.
Dude, this is insane, dude. Insane. I have never in my life watched any of this stuff before. So
I can tell you this: neither of these people are getting paid enough to have this match.
They're doing it just for the love of the game.
That's right. They're doing it for you, okay? So don't blame me.
Oh, come
Blame
on.
yourselves. Filling Cecil Nix's mouth with Lego.
That's also not very sanitary.
I did not wash any of these pieces first. Oh! Wow. COVID be damned. Pick
who
up.
would be damned?
Oh, God.
Cecil may have hit that move, but he will need a tetanus shot after this match.
That is.
Bro, Legos
The
are made
people
of
are
plastic.
quite enjoying seeing two people get legitimately hurt.
There's no metal in that.
Uh-oh. Cecil with a handful of Legos.
I guess there are countouts or
Put them in her
last
shirt.
dance
Put them in her
animals? I don't
shirt.
know.
No.
Referee counted. Oh, he's filling her
no.
mouth. They could be the same Legos. That's like they kissed.
Oh!
Oh, that is
Right in the
whoa.
tallywhacker.
Love's
Right in the
trying
telly-
to piece him up.
tallywhacker.
You said tallywhacker.
This match is a -1 already.
It's a -1.
The action is terrible.
Oh, dude, come on. Don't be mad.
I'm not mad. I'm just saying how soft he puts her and everything.
Okay, now we've gone
Okay,
into a
whoa.
different territory.
Okay.
This is
That's a little too freaky for me.
yeah. They're having a
Yeah, we're gonna be on
Yeah.
those kink websites
Yeah,
soon.
yeah.
Sits on his face, big kick out.
Yeah, this may be on Pornhub in
yeah.
a couple days. Not that I know anything about that, you know what I'm saying?
We'll be all
I'm
over
a man of
Fet
God.
Life.
Yes.
Very soon.
I'm a man of God.
Terrazap will spit in your mouth. Pick it up.
Whoa,
Off the
whoa,
second
whoa,
rope, going
whoa.
the top rope. We've already seen a superplex off the top. What could they possibly be doing next?
Who knows, man?
Another one? Another one?
Can't be.
Oh, wait.
Uh-oh, I think.
Oh.
No. I think she's trying to hit. Oh! Powerbomb!
1, 2, 3.
Oh my
She did it!
God.
She did it! Yeah.
He's hot.
Now,
Yes.
that guy on the mat, you have the relevance of Mark Merrow.
Wow. Just wow, dude. Wowie.
I think Jacqueline did a better job licking Disco Inferno back in the day.
Dude, that was pretty and funny. I don't think the wrestling was there to be good. I think it was there to be funny.
I think short of the commentary, that must have sucked to have been live in that building for that match.
There was even one time where that one guy pulled the Eddie Guerrero and the other guy was like, "Fuck it," and crashed into a door.
Yeah, I seen that. I posted it on our group chat. I thought that was pretty cool.
And both Evil Uno and one other guy were just laughing their asses off.
Yeah, it was even Adam Cole.
I guess I got to go get a box of records.
You'll get a box of records here.
Hey, you know what he calls them? He doesn't call them Adam Cole. He calls them Chugs.
Chugs, yeah.
Chugs!
Yeah.
I like that they
I got nothing to show today.
It's all about the Chugs! Or like I also like the nickname that John Silver gave him, Budge.
Hey, Josh, did you see that video I sent you?
I don't want to watch it.
Dude, trust me, you would like it. It's not bad. That dude, he does all the Bears videos.
Yeah, I know, and I'm still in denial. Fucking Caleb Williams.
He's gonna be good in 5 years, man. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be good in 5 years.
Yeah, but that was a big fuck up. Yeah, he should have waited for the first down. We could have gone for the touchdown from there.
It was a good game, dude. It was a good game. I mean, we won. I mean, did we beat y'all bad? No, we won. We won a game, and it moved y'all from 1st to 7th. And if we would have not won that game, we wouldn't even be in the playoff hunt. Think of it like that. And you may still win the North if you can beat us, but y'all still got 2 more games. Y'all still got to play the Lions again, which sucks.
Well, we got what? Browns, you guys again, another team, and the Lions.
Yep. So, we don't play the Lions anymore. We already whooped them twice. We already beat the Vikings once, and we beat y'all once. Right now, we're the King.
Bad Bunny was on a CMLL show tonight.
Yeah, Bad Bunny's all over the place, and
he's a wrestling fan.
Dude, he's a huge wrestling fan.
Well, I bet WWE ain't happy about that.
Who cares what WWE's happy about or not? You ready, Jordan?
I'm ready. We're going to do, I got a box of 12 left. We're going to do 6 today, 6 next week. I already got a new box coming tomorrow. It was supposed to be here today. And I've got all that shit I bought so far tonight and yesterday. So, yeah, we're good for a while.
Oh, you heard that? Oh, you also heard that last Saturday. I know it was random. RJ City ended Hey EW. I'm kind of sad about that.
Yeah, he ended it. RG City ended Hey EW.
And he got his ass kicked by Mrs. Mox.
Yep.
Wait, Renee beat somebody's ass?
She beat RJ City's ass.
I want to see that. I'm gonna.
Let's see the clip of that.
Well, let Jordan do his thing.
All right.
All right. We got some new and an auction I won, and I think all of this might be new. Let's see. I think all of this stuff is sealed new. All right, we're gonna start the holidays off with a bang. We wish you a Metal Christmas, baby.
Yes, I got that one.
Yeah, which this has a bunch of great artists. I mean, this is full of like, you got Lemmy with Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top and Dave Grohl just on one song. We got Alice Cooper, John 5, Vinny Appice, and Billy Sheehan on a song. We got Dio, Tony Iommi, Rudy Sarzo, and Simon Wright on a song. We've got Jeff Tate from Queensryche. We've got George Lynch from Dokken. We've got, Chuck Billy from Testament. Michael Shanker's on here. Doro Pesh. I mean, the names are just insane. Bumblefoot's on here. John Tempest. I mean, it's Rob Halford. They're all over. It's all the Metal Christmas songs. So I said, for that price, I was like, gimme. All right. This is a music on vinyl pressing, limited to. This is 180 gram. It doesn't say what limited to, but it's a music on vinyl. So these are normally $40. I paid like. I think it was 44. I got this thing for like 20 or 25 on the metal sale, but Yeah, this I don't know what y'all know about this band. This is the second album they did back in the day, but Louisiana Zone, Exhorter.
Their
Nice.
second album.
Yes, and that is the law. So I was like, what the hell?
That's one law I will not break. Is that album?
What?
That's one law I will not break.
One law that you will not break?
Yes.
I am the law.
All right, let's see right here.
Fine.
Ooh. You ready for this? We got they had it for a good price. So I was like, what the hell? It's time to do it. This is the remake from the Cavalera Brothers of Schizophrenia.
Cavalera. Oh, that's a good album.
Yes.
This is the redo of them doing it in modern day on blue vinyl. It says, but yeah, this is another $20 steal I took during the metal auction. Not auction, but the metal sales.
I
Man, I
actually
don't.
like re-recording too. You know the reason why they're doing that as well? Because
They can get paid.
Because let's see, what's their faces is Andreas Kissinger's make sure they don't get paid for that their royalties.
Yeah, he should never been given control of the band. The man's not even an original member. I don't even remember getting this, but it came up, and I needed it. Show no mercy.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did a re-recording of Beneath the Remains as well.
Yes, Show No Mercy. Slayer's very first full-length album. Kerry King with Hair. What this says right here.
What Harry had.
180 gram black vinyl. Yep.
If you must live by the sword, then you must
Die by the sword. And this, I don't remember what I paid, 30 or less, but it's Undisputed Attitude from Slayer.
Ooh, nice.
Which I'm not going to pay a ton of money for because it's their punk cover album. So I got it for a good price. And I said, give me on 180 gram as well. And then this came up and I'm like, how much you want for that? He's like, that's not how it works. He's like, this is an auction. And I was like, I need that album. Now, I don't know where they don't have any notes written on here, but it was an auction. But this is an OG. This is an OG of this album. I got it for 45. One guy tried bidding me up, and then they all backed out. I was like, it's mine. But the legend himself, it's David Gilmour's first ever solo album. That is Pink Floyd's man himself. This is easily his best solo album. And I haven't even played it. I'm going to enjoy the shit out of this, but this is a great fucking album. If you like Pink Floyd, but this is a great album with great guitar. And that's what I got this week.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll take you
Mike,
all.
did you find the clip?
I did not find the clip.
Oh, geez. Come on.
I'm looking. Give me a second.
Don't rush me. Now, my box didn't come in today, but I'm going to have a box coming in with something very cool to show on the show.
It's
Not
11
counting what
and a
happened
half
tonight.
minutes
But
long.
what?
11 and a half minutes long.
Oh, well, just fast forward to the part where action happens, because that's what we want to see. We all want to see Renee.
Let's watch it.
At least, well, we can't watch the whole thing. We got to watch it in at least 30 seconds before she starts going off.
All right. Hold on.
I can pick this one up right here. Oh, I got a pile of iron. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got something cool coming in. Very cool. Not a record that y'all are going to want to check out, but something very cool.
I just paid for my second box, so I got the confirmation my next box is going to be here by Friday or Saturday. Then after that, I'll probably have my other box by next week.
Already?
They said they finally back to normal. So
You ready?
All right.
yeah, go ahead.
I want to mute it. Oh shit!
Now I'm gonna need some. I'm gonna need some backstory of why she did this.
Who cares? She beat the shit out of this man.
I just like that she's supposed to be Mox's wife, and she come out there raising hell.
She told him to shut the fuck up.
Is that Tony?
Yes.
This is why you don't have a graphic. And now, can we please all go back to work?
Best thing Tony Khan ever did.
Well,
You have to admit, Tony
This has been
Khan's
a
pretty funny,
humiliation,
isn't he,
Rachel.
guys?
and I bid you a very heartfelt hey.
I need to know. I need to know why she did it. I need some backstory. Somebody tell me. What did he say?
Idea.
What did he say about what led her to go off on him? That's what I want to know.
I have no idea.
Well, that's what makes the whole thing. I mean,
Well, I mean, he was trying to
JD.
sing.
he was trying to what?
Sing.
Sing?
Yeah.
And she kicked his ass because he tried to sing?
Yeah, because she told me shut the fuck up.
That kind of ruins it, but okay.
Kick the shit out of him.
Well, it was his last show, and he tried to go out with a bang, but denied.
I think she gave him the bang and the field goal kick too at the end.
Yeah.
And it was good.
And then told him to shut the fuck up. And then Tony Khan comes out there and says, "This is why you don't have a graphic." Great shit. Great shit. All right, gentlemen. Y'all ready to call it a do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not watching Ringside Rants,
You're doing life wrong, brother.
you're doing life wrong. Hell yeah, dude. And we're not just food that you eat, man. We're also...
Or food for the ears, baby.
That's
Yeah,
right.
man.
And earlier today, I acquired a new table that I have this phone on right here, which I got for a lot less than what certain other retailers wanted. So yet again, what's mine is mine. And what's yours, it'll be mine too.
Yeah, and with that, does anybody have a fun fact? Does anybody have a fun fact?
Dog still can't look up.